Oh my goodness. We're live, Stella. Look at us. We're live. We have much less fleas on our persons than we did because Mama tried the drops on the neck one more time. That'll be the third time. Last month I applied it twice to them because the first time wore off after a few days. All the fleas returned. I don't know what's going on. I want expensive collars for them. They cost $50 a piece. These cats are scratching themselves raw in places. I don't know what else to do. So, hi. I'm a little bit weirded out at the moment because last night, late last night, and you know I'm nocturnal. I'm up all night, a little bit, at least 4 or 5, whatever. I sleep very odd hours. Had a, I have 0 hands free, and I've got something itching me on my face. Okay, that's the microwave. I tend to be up very late, sitting here messing around on the phone or doing my nails. Depending on what my pain levels are like that day, I may do a lot of stuff or I may do nothing at all. But I almost always have the TV on, usually watching stuff on YouTube, very often I think I was watching, the Paranormal Files, I think is the name of the channel. Real young guy with blonde hair. And his dad used to be girlfriend, was on a lot of them. Peyton. Um, anyway, and I get all into it. And I'm always watching paranormal stuff. Most of it doesn't affect me because the dramatics are so overblown. The music's so overblown. Everything about it's so freaking overblown. So, um, most of it doesn't creep me out, but once in a while I do kind of get into something, and I'll have the lights low, have them on red usually, have everything out but the red lights. I'm sorry, Stella. Pardon me, doll, and the rest of you. Um, so, late last night watching it, kind of into it. Okay, so, and y'all know I totally believe in ghosts. I have a ton of personal ghost stories. So, I hear tap, 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 really lightly. Tapping, tapping, tapping at my kitchen door. Where is it? Wait a minute. No. There it is. There it is. There's my filthy table. We're messy people. But I have a nice bowl of fruit. Help yourselves. And so it kind of startled me. It's very light. And yeah, I am kind of high. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I now feel relaxed enough to talk about this. So I have a big container of tea in the microwave, and I've not yet gotten up because of stuff like this. I have not gotten up to go and get it out and stop the beeping. Okay, so anyway, I got up and I went to the door. Mr. John Miller is in there sleeping, and I hate to wake him up. I try really hard not to do that to him. And I go to the door and I say, "Who's there?" And I hear a female voice say, I forget the name. It's like Anastasia. And and I said, "Do I know you?" And she said something like, "No." And I said, "Speak up. I can't hear you." And she said it again, but didn't really speak up. I think she was trying to get me to open the door. And the little peephole, I can't tell shit through it. It's one of those little tiny ones, and it's so high up that I have to stand on my tiptoes. And even then, I can just kind of just see a little bit through it. Just see a little. I've got to scratch my nose. We're coming in for a landing. Okay, sorry. I had to use this thumb to do that little scratch. It was not a pick. It was a scratch. Um, and I couldn't understand her, so I said, "You wait out there 1 minute, And I went running in, John, 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 there's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Like, I watch way too many horror movies. It's probably just some little stoner out there. And, well, not stoner so much as meth head or crackhead. Because, honey, they are all out there across the creek and they know how to get over the fence. Sometimes they knock the boards out and just come right on through the fence. Um, when they don't want to walk a few feet down and climb over the 2 foot high fence. Because they're that dumb. By the time he made it to the door, he was kind of having trouble waking up and thinking, and he wasn't opening the door. I guess I wanted him to open and go, "Who's there?" Scare the shit out of whoever it was. And I was a little concerned too. It was somebody that was in some sort of peril, but I didn't want to try to handle it by myself, frankly. Reason being, because we were standing outside one day admiring the garden that John has out there, lovely herbs and tomatoes and peppers and things growing in it. And the kids were here too, so all four of us were out there. And I saw this woman come up, and at first, because she was real thin, young woman, wearing shorts and a little cut-off shirt, and I thought, oh no, it's one of our little hooker meth head, oh gee, she's gonna want something. What does she want? And I mean, I'll feed them all day. If they come over and say, I'm hungry, I would load them up. But usually they want a cigarette or they want to use your cell phone, which somebody came knocking at the door the other day and asked John. John opened the door. She's like, it was very early, like 5 in the morning. Can I use your cell phone? And he said, no, close the door, and then felt guilty for the next week over it. But I was like, no, something's not right there. There's lots of people hanging around outside, even at 5 in the morning, or she can go to the convenience store and ask somebody there. It's just like, mm. He says, I'm not handing my phone over to anybody. So, so it's weird as out. So anyway, we're standing out there, and here she comes, and I didn't know her, but just making a judgment, which I shouldn't have done. She ended up being a mother of a toddler, wife of an ex-Mennonite man, young man, very nice people. They said that they have a friend who works at a store. I'm not going to say what store or what town, but and that they had, I guess, gotten rid of some stock, maybe packages. It looked like to me a lot of things that had been part of a larger package of individual servings. You know what I mean? Like when you buy those big bags and inside of it are smaller bags of potato chips and you get a variety, that kind of thing. Maybe ones that had gotten open because none of them were out of date. And she said that her friend, who I think is a manager, was gathering the stuff up. And they can't stand to throw things away, which is good. It hurts my heart when I see a company making people throw food or clothing or anything that could benefit somebody, throwing it away. It drives me nuts. So anyway, and the person gave it to them because they have the little girl, and they were like, "Here, let me, take this stuff, and you'll have snacks for the kid." And they took a lot out that they wanted. There was also like bottles, full bottles, like big bottles of juice, and uh, I don't know what all else. And she says, go out there and get some of what we've put out. Okay, we have like this big bank of mailboxes. It's under a little sort of a little roof, so you can go out there and even if it's raining, you won't get wet. And so on the top of it, when I first moved in, I would want to get rid of things, but I was way too lazy and too sickly at that time to get in my vehicle and go to drop it off somewhere. So I wanted it out of my apartment. So I would take things, books, CDs, movies, all sorts of things, and go put them on top of this bank of little mailboxes. It was like a shelf, in other words. And I would put a sign that said free, and people would take stuff. And if something sat out there for too long, I'd take them back and just maybe put them in the dumpster or give them to Goodwill eventually. But I got to where I was putting food out there as well because why waste it? If I have something I know I'm not going to eat because I don't like it or it makes me sick or whatever. So, or if it's just, someone gave me, like, there have been times when I've gone to food pantries when we've, like, when John has been unable to work due to illness or injury, and we've been, a little down on our luck. And sometimes, well, always they give you a whole lot of beans. And I appreciate beans and rice, but as a diabetic, the shit's gonna kill me. Very, very carby. So, hold on, Stella, don't fall. Hands free, Stella. Oh, I thought I'd make things interesting while we talk. Oh, I see somebody saying something to me, but I can't see it. I apologize. So, I'm not gonna eat all those beans and rice. So I put it out there, and somebody always takes it. Oh, hey, it's Danielle. I saw a little bit of blue there, and I thought, I bet that's Danielle's hair. And it was. Tuesday, okay, I didn't see the first part, but I'll go back and look when I'm done streaming. And we've been given some tips about some really good places. I'm appreciative of anything, but if I know that I'm not going to eat it, don't want to waste it. So, anyway, and I noticed other people started putting stuff out there: DVDs, books, canned goods, various things. So, it pleases me very much that I started a trend out there. And they were putting stuff out there too. So, they've been some of the people who have also been putting stuff out there for others, which I think is super cool. But in a way, I worry too because we've got here between my building and the next building, next apartment building, just a nice little alleyway that they use to drive the trucks in with stuff for landscaping and whatever. And there's a small parking area behind our building. It holds about 3 cars. And we've had all this foot traffic. And it's been really bad since COVID. And and the people have bags. They have backpacks full and carrying as many bags as they can carry, full of stuff. There's a bus station just really kind of catty corner from where I live. And I don't know if it's people coming in on the bus or if it's people that have lost their jobs, that were already low income and have lost their jobs and now they're just struggling and they're out and about taking advantage of summer weather. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I do wish I could get that to flash a little more slowly. It's a bit annoying. Okay, that one's better. It's a little more gentle. So I don't know if we're feeding, like, feeding the strays. I hate to say that because it's not a very humane, kind thing for me to say, but honestly. And the woman and I got to talking about it, and their car doesn't lock. And she says almost every day when she gets up to go to work, she gets in and finds that everything's been readjusted, different radio, or not radio station, but different position. The seat's in different position, and the visors are different. Somebody's getting in there and probably just sleeping. But I mean, that's kind of little area I live in, and it's unnerving. And she said that one of the homeless guys, we think they have a little encampment back here. There's a little bit of little patch of trees and whatnot kind of behind some businesses, and we think maybe they're sort of hanging out there. And she said that, well, okay, John had come home and said, oh, there's a bunch of police cars all out there. There's like maybe 6 police cars, and something's going on out in the street, and blah, blah, blah. And the one woman ran out into the street and got run over. Was it a year ago? Something like that. And so we were wondering what was going on. And so the lady told us they were the ones that called the police, and they did so because there was some broad, uh, seemed drugged out of her mind or really, really mentally ill, wandering up and down our little parking lot in her socks and no shoes. And then she walked, and she was trying to open people's front doors and trying to get into their cars. And And then eventually she just walked out into the street, out into traffic, and was dodging cars. And so that's when they called the police because they didn't want to be those people. But the woman was about to get her ass smashed out in the street. So okay, that was unfortunate. So then last night I got the knock at the door with the muttering woman that wanted me to open the door. And it was before three, probably 1 to 2 o'clock. So tonight, bang, bang, bang on the door, nice and loud this time. And I go to the door. Who's there? It's the woman again. It sounds like the same woman, some female. And I said, "What do you want?" And she said, "Some of the water." And I said, "What? Speak up. I can't hear you." Again, she muttered, "Little water." And I said, "I'm in quarantine. Go to the house next door. There's spigot on the side of the building. Help yourself." And she goes, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." And I got my ass in here and made sure my curtains were shut. I think she sees when I have my lights on because I'll be in here lights ablazing working on my nails. And that may be attracting the strays. So I don't know if I should talk to the police about it. I don't want to be one of those people. But I'm afraid she's going to get her ass shot. Because if I had opened the door and she had like busted in and made trouble, we do have weapons all around this house. I hate to be that person. I do. And some of them are just like brass knuckles, you know, stuff like that. But we do. We're kind of prepared to some night have somebody come in our apartment. So I don't like living like that. I really like to move. Uh, and that being said, I don't know if I have many left. I can't tell. I think there might be a few. See little black dots? Caviar, because I'm that kind of classy broad. I've got fleas. I've got fleas so bad. Oh, there's fleas on this couch. Okay, John doesn't have to work this weekend, so we're going to vacuum the couch, vacuum the floors, vacuum the everything, vacuum the cats. And poor Stella, she's done with it. I'm so done. Psst. I'm juvenile. I've been hanging out with kids for 2 weeks. I find that we have very similar senses of humor. I'm in there with the 11 and 12-year-olds with my humor. Um, I bought, with the kids, we had difficulties the last few days. One of them became hormonal and decided that I didn't exist. She stopped talking to me for no reason, and was entranced with her telephone. And there was a bit of a blowout at the end. But I had planned to make a video where we had the kids try different unusual foods or foods that maybe their palate wouldn't be quite ready for. But we thought it would be fun and funny because Braun is very, I got to take my glasses on, get up close. To come for social distance fourth. Lots of fireworks. Ooh, thank you. I will see what we have going. Um, One of the things I wanted for them to try, because Abby's very adventurous. Braun is kind of a wiener. He just wants some fried chicken or steak and leave him alone. So anyway, I bought caviar. I bought escargot, both at Walmart, very, very cheaply. What else did we get? Forgot. I had a few things I wanted them to try. Darn it, I've forgotten the other ones. I'll have to make a list and actually start gathering this up and make it truly interesting. Oh, we had some Limburger cheese, which I guess I could make a video of me trying it because I've never had it. I've only seen it in Little Rascals cartoons and such. In the 1930s, there were a lot of jokes on movies and such. It had to do with Limburger cheese. So I haven't smelled it yet or anything. If it hasn't molded, I'll have to maybe do that tomorrow. Y'all can laugh at me, gagging. The caviar was so cheap. I used to get these really small little jars, and they'd be the Walmart kind, they'd be like $7, $8. One time I found them half price when I was waiting in line. Lady behind me She looked like she didn't have much money and kind of frowsy, and shy. And she says, "I've never had caviar. What does it taste like?" I said, "Well, it's sort of salty. And do you like fish?" And she said, "Yeah." So it's got like a salty, fishy, kind of oceany taste. And her eyes kind of like she thought that would be good. So I was buying 2 jars of it. And when I checked out and told her goodbye, I waited by the door. And when she came out, I said, "Every lady should have caviar at least once in their life." And I gave her a jar of it, and that was cool. And so I have to remind myself that I deserve a little caviar once in a while. So instead of the little bitty bottle, so they had these freaking ginormous jam size bottles for like half the prices, getting them the little bitty bottles for. And I thought there must be something wrong with this stuff, but it's pretty good. And being so cheap, being under $5, it's kind of nice because I can just sit here and watch 90 Day Fiance with my cats and eat caviar with a little plastic shake spoon. So that's life from the wacky house. We don't have kids here anymore. Casa de Strange is only half as strange as it was a week ago. I don't know if we'll be getting them back this summer. Maybe. We'll see. Um, cat's okay. My mom's good. She's really sticking to social distancing. I saw her the one time. It was terrific, but she's staying put and hoping that she doesn't die of old age before she gets to have people come to her house and see her again. And that's about all. Danielle, thank you for coming and dropping by. And it's nice to know I'm actually talking to someone, not just my full self. Um, Danielle, I hope you're doing okay. And say hi to your family. Let's get together when we're able to again. I may not come to the 4 things. I've been quite a stickler about my mask and staying inside and stuff. But I will think about it. It's nice to have an option. So, I love everybody. And for those of you that didn't catch me live because it's middle of the night, thank you for watching me after the fact. Leave me a message. You don't have to thumbs up or thumbs down or subscribe or hit the bell button or, you know, I don't know, throat punch anybody or kick him in the cooter. But that's up to you. And I would appreciate it. And I'm going to sign off for now. Oh, wait a minute. One more message. You're good. Excellent. Excellent. I haven't been tested in a while, but, I've only been around people who are being super safe and who have been recently tested. I love you too, darling. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Ah, here's where I try to hit the X.